Welcome to the Longest Take podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Longest Take podcast. In today's episode, we are joined by Nightmare Movies. Nightmare Movies is a YouTuber, TikToker, video essayist who has made their content around obscure and disturbing horror films and thrillers, but doing incredible deep dives on the projects and providing us with nuanced takes and perspectives on the films in which he's discussing. He's created some of my favorite videos reviewing movies such as Flesh Eater X, Serpent's Path by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, The Dirties, and more. And he's still got some coming, so be on the lookout for that too. And also, he likes to work on films, which is something you'll probably hear a little bit more about when it comes to the new year. Please welcome Nightmare Movies to today's episode. All right, so first things first, what are your top 5 favorite movies?
I had to think about that for a minute because I don't use Letterboxd, and so I had to genuinely think about my top 5. I would say Alien, Lake Mungo, Perfect Blue, Martyrs, and this is gonna sound wild, but How to Train Your Dragon. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie.
Hell yeah. What did you think of the live action of it?
I'm a live action hater just in general, because I'm like, if you're not going to do anything different, I don't see the point. And especially when it's something really fitting for animation. I feel like dragons and this whole concept worked really well for a cartoon. But you throw it in, it was still good, but it didn't have the charm of the original. And, I don't know, but I'm also like those live action things.
Yeah, because to be fair, most of them are not that great, or they're just mediocre. It's what was the point? But at least with this one, it was the writer and director who came on to do the live action, I think. Dean DuBois or something like that. Forgot his name.
Was it the same writer director? I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I can respect that then.
Right.
At least they got the original people.
Yeah, and it was still awesome to hear that soundtrack. I think when they're first flying or whatever.
It gives me chills.
So good.
I love this. That soundtrack is so good.
Oh yeah,
so much great stuff about that movie.
And that was one of the main things where it's all right, live action, I know it's not going to be as good. If they could get the soundtrack, then we're set. If they could hit the good beats, we're good too. But you got to get the music right.
No, yeah, it was smart of them, because did they mostly just use the original soundtrack? I actually never saw it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that.
You know what?
I talked about how much I don't like live action.
Right. So of course, especially if it's one of your favorites, you're gonna be like, oh nah, fuck that. But now that it's the director of the animated one, maybe you'll be like, okay, I'll be a little easier on this one. But I think the music, they redid the music for it, how they do the. They do the follow-up. They need to pay someone for a score, so they're just using the same thing. But no,
I'm glad they kept the score.
Yeah, and it's a great movie. It's one that aged really well too. The animation still looks pretty decent. You watch it nowadays, and it's got really good set pieces, even which was surprising. At that time.
At least. It was really heartfelt. It brought me back to those OG Disney Pixar kind of films that I grew up with. It was cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny hearing it from you, Nightmare Movies, and it's How to Train Your Dragon.
I love it. It's so good. The score.
Oh yeah. And so you said Martyrs, Perfect Blue, and Lake Mungo?
And Alien.
Right. Did you do a movie, or did you do a video on I feel like at least a couple of those, or have you not done anything on any of those yet?
I think when I first did YouTube, I have a long form about Martyrs, but it's really bad, probably. I think it was like 4 years old, and I was like, I like Martyrs, and it's messed up. Or so it was just really bad. I didn't go into depth about anything. But yeah, I've had people suggest me do Perfect Blue. I've had people suggest me redo Martyrs along with a bunch of other things. So I might in the future. I think Lake Mungo would definitely fit, though I feel like that's one of the ones that is talked about a lot nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to try and find weird little obscure ones for people.
Right.
That's just kind of how I like to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I mean, if you look at even your most recent just selection, it's not ones that you see all that often. I think even Our Point, which the only two YouTubers I've heard talk about that is you and Spikema.
Speakema movies? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I found that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was looking for he's really good. I love his videos. I've followed him forever, and he's kind of the same way. He finds really obscure, weird ones occasionally, and Our Point was one. And I watched that whole video, and I thought that was so cool conceptually. It reminded me, there's I think a World War I kind of horror. It's a British film. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I can't remember the name, but they like are in the trenches. It's some World War I horror movie that I really, really liked. And it reminded me of that. So I checked it out, and yeah, I thought it was worth making a video on. It was such a cool concept.
Yeah, 100%. And fun fact about Speakema is I saw Pulse based on, or Cairo based on his video on it. That sequence in the, with the scary scene or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, the scariest scene of all time.
Yeah,
because we all love to clickbait on YouTube.
Right.
It is really scary though.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, it's not like it's gonna, like, it's not like I can't watch it, but like watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely like unsettling enough to get that title.
Yeah, just the way she moves, it was and it's so different from a lot of those kind of ghost movies. I typically don't like ghost films. That one sticks out in my head though as a really, really phenomenal one. It's been forever. I should rewatch that. It's been a long time since I've watched that movie. Yeah.
I forget the name of the company, but they did a really great 4K release on it. I'm trying to see if I could see it in my collection, but I can't.
Is it Arrow?
I think actually it's what's the name? Umbrella. I think it might be Umbrella.
Oh,
actually, be helpful if I could see it, but that's why I need to organize all this shit.
Do you have yours in alphabetical order?
I did maybe like 2 years ago, but I haven't followed.
It's hard.
Yeah,
a lot of physical media is dying, and it kind of makes me sad. I try and be good about that and get DVDs and Blu-rays of all the cool things I see.
Yeah. So do you have you got a good collection going?
Yeah, it's downstairs. I used to work at a video store, and so I would get movies on discount. I'd get Blu-rays for like $5, and they had this huge collection of like really weird and obscure movies. So I just bought a bunch from them whenever we would get new shipments, and that's kind of the whole catalyst for me getting into horror and like disturbing movies, because that was back in like 2017, I want to say. Yeah, it was a huge influence on me. I loved working at the video store.
Yeah, I remember I applied to Blockbuster back in like the mid 2000s, but they turned me away. And then I eventually got a job at an AMC movie theater, which before they did like reserved seating and everything, it was really dope. Like when it's those theaters that you could just walk into, no reserved seats. So I was seeing movies every week, hands down.
Yeah,
free movies. It was a good time.
I worked at an AMC for a summer. It was really, really fun, but stressful because we had 2 big IMAX theaters. And that was when some kids movie came out, and it was just trashed every time we walked in there. It was terrible. But I liked working at AMC. It was fun.
Yeah, and it's just like the rushes like in the concession stand if you're working concession, and like I used to have like longer hair. My hair used to be down past my shoulders, so it would smell really bad like popcorn after every shift. It was yeah, but it was worth it for the movies, man. It's always worth it for the movies.
Definitely.
But hell yeah. So You kind of touched on this about your job at the video store, but you know, what inclines you to explore so deeply into the disturbing and dark films? And I guess, you know, what was the start of your channel?
It's a kind of a complicated story, I guess, if I can even call it that. I had a manager at that video store who was he's a screenwriter, and he was really into schlocky B movies and stuff like that. It was his favorite thing in the entire world. So like once a week I would go over to his apartment, because he lived in the apartments right next to mine, funnily enough, and he would just show me these really weird and wacky, extreme, disturbing, whatever kind of horror movies. And that's how I got introduced to like New French Extremity and like some of the crazy Japanese films, or even just low budget crummy American films. And I don't know, I liked that it was different. I liked that it was something that I'd never seen before, and that they were just doing things that were so unique with all the practical effects and the stories. It was just fascinating to me. So that's when I started going on a deep dive and really learning all about the crazy world of extreme, disturbing horror films. And that was at the time where it was really popular too. I know there's a YouTube channel, Horrible Reviews, that did like a whole bunch of covering the most disturbing movies ever made. And he covered real weird, obscure ones, and I loved that channel. And I was working at the video store, and then I wasn't, and I got different jobs here and there, and just wasn't really happy doing what I was doing. So then on a whim, this was, I think, right when COVID started, I just started up my little TikTok channel because I didn't see anyone covering really obscure, weird movies. Started doing it, it kind of blew up a little bit, and that's how that all started.
Yeah. And that's and it's really cool to hear about how TikTok is being used, because you hear a lot of more cynical people talk about how the TikTok generation ruins attention spans and all this fun stuff. But, you know, there's elements of Book Talk that are introducing people to, like, you know, really interesting literature. And then there's, you know, channels like yours, Raiders of the Lost Pod. That's another channel that, yeah. And I talked to both of those guys on my series here not too long ago. But they got a bunch of stuff on TikTok, apparently. I never use it, so I'm never like, I just know YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that it's important to kind of have those voices out there to be like, hey, there's good stuff out there, you know?
Definitely. And yeah, YouTube's a cool space. It's hard nowadays. You just have to kind of hit all your targets. You have to hit the short form people, the long form people. And I think people are always looking for really unique and obscure things. Like, they want to find something new. That's why, at least for my channel, I just try and cover as much as I can weird stuff and stuff you might not have heard of. Like, obviously there's going to be people who've seen stuff, but I've seen a million video essays on Oldboy. I've seen a million video essays on like a Serbian film and stuff. People know they exist. So, I don't know. I think it's time to start talking about even weirder, obscure stuff, because it's out there. You just need to dig.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just, it's cool to see, you know, because we talked about Speakima doing Pulse, but it's cool to see you doing like Serpent's Path, you know, getting other Kiyoshi Kurosawa movies out there and getting some of those, you know. Cure, I think, has been done a lot, but just, you know, there's so much good to explore with that kind of cinema. And
definitely,
you know, it's nice to have, right? And it's nice that you get like a consistent viewer base about it, because you would think the obscure shit doesn't really get, you know, as much traction consistently, but no, people love to hear about it, you know.
I'm glad people love to hear about it. It's really cool to see, honestly. That was just kind of my goal with the TikTok and with YouTube, is trying to find obscure stuff The hard part was that, and this isn't trying to be like, critical of other YouTube channels or anything. I love a lot of movie review channels, but I also watch a lot of those channels that do like real stories. Like, have you ever seen Imperial or any of these guys that use like 3D software and do all these crazy edits to tell their stories? And I just think that's where YouTube is going. I wanted to elevate movie reviews a little bit by, I don't know, talking about the directors or like crazy stories and making flashy edits and stuff. And there's definitely filmmaker channels that I love that do that kind of stuff, like Speakima. His videos are obviously incredible and a huge influence on me. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's more to it than just being like, here's what the movie's about and I like it.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, and I'm getting to a point too where it's like I much prefer the video essay channel over just normal movie reviews, because I'm starting to get kind of like I'm starting to get fatigued with the ones that, when movies come out every weekend, they'll do a review, they'll give a rating on it. There's a couple, like I've always been a Stuckman fan. Jeremy Johns, I'll still check his stuff out. I don't agree with him as much, but but I'm just kind of getting sick of like the whole let's do like a thumbnail with like the poster of the movie, and it doesn't feel as organic anymore. And it's like, that's why video essays are dope to me, because it's like, okay, this person obviously gives a shit about what they're talking about. It's not like the paycheck video, it's the, okay, what's something cool we could explore here. And that's kind of where I'm at. It's Just Cinema is another one that's also pretty dope.
I watch his short form stuff. He makes incredible like TikToks and YouTube short stuff. I followed him for a minute.
Yeah,
he's
even
really
Instagram, he's got like, the stuff that he puts on Instagram, it's like it's really cool. It's just another one of those things where it's like, that's how I want to hear film get talked about more. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But, when it comes to darker films, at what point do you think, and obviously anything could be art, right? It's subjective, but when it comes to like the darker, more disturbing stuff, at what point is it art, and at what point does it just become kind of like slop or schlocky and just shock value that has really no like real value to it? Which I know that's kind of hard to question, because technically, like a Serbian film, the director had gone on to say that it's a reflection of like, I think some brutality in Serbia or something. I'm not as well versed on that, but the point is that you could make an argument, I'm sure, about even the most terrible, borderline dumb graphic movies, but I'm just, from your perspective, at what point do you kind of make that distinction
between something being art and something just kind of being schlocky?
Yeah,
I guess. I mean, it's hard to say, honestly, because I think it comes down to each person. Like, for instance, I think Martyrs is one of the most interesting and philosophical films that I've watched. It's one of the reasons why it's one of my favorites. But I also recommend it to people with the big asterisk that it's not for everyone, because it's really, really graphic. So it's kind of I don't know if it's a cop-out answer, but it feels like it's up to kind of the individual about what they're going to take away from it, and also what the filmmaker's intention is. I think it's a question I've thought about a lot, actually, because I see a lot of people discounting a lot of really great movies because of their subject matter and how they're done, which isn't wrong, I'll say, because obviously, like, if you don't want to watch something like that, you have the right to not watch it and like have your criticisms of it. But I think instead of just completely shutting down the discussion, we should just all be more open to talking about darker themes and darker movies like that, even if they are pretty uncomfortable. And again, it is also up to the person to justify whether it is art or whether it's just kind of schlock or not. Because that's kind of a really fence city kind of answer, but that's just, I think it's a very nuanced conversation to try and talk about disturbing cinema and those kind of things, and to just immediately be like, oh, it's art, or oh, it's just shocking nonsense, is like, it's too broad with certain films. Obviously there's other films, like we all know the like Terrifier films are just schlock. They're also not trying to be anything but schlock.
Yeah, and I think
going to Terrifier.
Right, and I do respect that, and I, at least 2 and 3, I didn't like the first one, but you know, when they're honest about what they're doing, and like that's what you expect and that's what it is. Yeah, I think that I definitely respect that a lot too.
For sure.
There's this movie, did you see what's it called? Angel's Melancholy or something like that?
Yes, that's by the German guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's
Marion
a movie
Dora.
that
Got it.
What was it?
Marion Dora.
Yes, that's
okay.
Yes. But that's a movie that obviously there's a philosophy, there's a thing behind it, but that's one that I'm just gonna be like, nah, like I'm good. That one, I remember watching it and I'm like, I'm like this. I don't know about all that. But I mean, definitely. To your point though, you have to consider the intention of the artist, and I think everything says something, right? Everything has something to say. And even if you don't agree with how it's said, it doesn't mean that they didn't say it, right? Right. Like you said, it takes nuance to really get into it, and even then, it's a conversation you could have several podcasts about.
Definitely. I think my hard line about stuff, at least nowadays, I don't know how I felt earlier, because I've covered movies like Cannibal Holocaust and things like that. I think the line I kind of draw is when we start taking it into real life and harming real people or animals. I think that's a pretty easy thing to kind of draw a line in the sand at. But when it comes to like fictional violence and fictional things, I've been on sets where things are, extreme, or like the content is extreme, but it's the most fun and relaxed thing you've ever been on. Because at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to be safe and they're trying to have fun. We know it's extreme and we know it's like crazy, but as long as the people involved are safe, that's all I really care about. So I guess that's my like not weird, but my like line in the sand I would draw for dark stuff and art and this kind of conversation, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that is a really good line to draw too, because I mean, there have been reports of, movies out there, especially in the past, where they were doing bad things to the actors or actresses, or they were really killing animals. I mean, you said Cannibal Holocaust, that's one of the biggest examples of just straight up killing animals on camera. So I think that's a good distinction. Like as long as you're not really hurting anybody, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. Like a Serbian film is super fucked up. I'm sure like the set for that was, well, I'm sure some people were thinking about it like, oh, so what am I doing in this scene? And it's like, oh shit, really? But I guarantee that the on set they're treating everybody with respect and care. So that makes a huge difference.
I know they're coming out with a documentary about that film, which I'm really fascinated to see, because of how, it's like forever it's been the disturbing film of the 2000s. So I'm really curious to see how they handled stuff on that set and what that kind of situation was like, and even hear more from the director, because like you said, he has some very strong beliefs about this film and like what it means and what it was supposed to represent. So I'm just curious to hear all of that and see all of that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like got an official release. I just know that they've been working on that documentary for a while, right? I think it's been a minute since I last heard about it, but that's gonna be fascinating. Especially because like the director, I don't even think does all that many interviews or anything. And I'm sure like he was blacklisted after this movie came out, because a lot of people saw that and were like, I don't want you anywhere near like anything that we're doing over here type thing, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fascinating to watch.
Definitely.
So outside of all the fun stuff, all the disturbing stuff, what are some other genres that you like to watch besides, well, How to Train Your Dragon, right? That's
yeah.
animation,
No.
right?
Definitely animated films. I think at least Western animated films have been kind of lacking in the past few years, but maybe they'll get better. So I've seen like I've seen a lot of anime. I watch all that kind of stuff. But outside of even that, big action person. My dad was like a really big action fan, so I grew up watching like the Bourne movies. Those were always really cool. Those like espionage things. And it's funny, there's a weird overlap between disturbing films and action films sometimes. Like have you seen the Raid movies? Like the Raid Redemption? Yeah. I've seen those kind of put in the same realm just because they are ultra violent. But they are so cool and so well choreographed. I love showing people like those movies. Or I was working at the video store when the first John Wick movie came out, and no one was talking about it. And that was a movie I always recommended to people. I was like, you like action? Watch this weird movie with Keanu Reeves. It's sick. I don't know. Any kind of movie where there's a lot more than just... I'm not a big like straight drama person. I think they can be great, obviously, some incredible movies, but in terms of like what I appreciate from movies, I like when there's crazy sets. I like when there's crazy action and like stunts and just a whole orchestra of people coming together to make something that I've never seen before. And so I guess that's mostly why I veer towards action as well. I love those stupid John Wick movies, and it's like, of course, there's a flamethrower now. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Because it's like, how did they do that? That's so cool. I don't know. So yeah, I like action.
Yeah, and I always love the crossover between action and horror, and how you'll get James Wan, who jumped into the Fast and the Furious franchise, and I think he might have talked in an interview about setting up scares as like the choreography is kind of like setting up an action scene a little bit.
That makes sense.
And
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, I could speak so highly about the Raid movies in particular, because I remember watching the first one in the city out here, and I was like, wow, like the scene when he's fighting in the hallway and he breaks the door and then he grabs the guy's head and he jumps back. That was on my mind for weeks after that, man. I was like, what the fuck? And then the second one came out, and it was like that same experience. Those are film sets where it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if you found out that like people died while they were filming those, because it's in like same with Fury Road, Mad Max Fury Road. Like those are movies where all these stunts seem pretty dangerous, and they just do a good job of blending things, right? So it looks legit. But
yeah,
I know you said you're not too big on just straight drama, but I always appreciate horror movies that have like a strong dramatic element to it, or slow burns, like The Wailing, for instance.
Oh yeah. I do love The Wailing. Yeah,
incredible. But it takes its time, and you got some dramatic beats in there.
That's where I feel like a lot of horror is headed, and I'm really excited about that, because I like the dramas I like oftentimes have some sort of horrific element, if that makes sense. Like Thomas Vinterberg does things like that, like with The Hunt. Have you ever seen The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. It's like, it's so much more than just drama. It's this sad, depressing, like, I feel like if you're going to make a story, you want to make it the most that it can possibly be, if that makes sense. And I think that's why I'm drawn to horror, and why I was drawn to like really crazy over the top horror, is because it's like, okay, let's take this idea and really just run with it and bring it to its ultimate you know, crescendo. I don't know what the word would be, but yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I was just talking about dramas, and I got all sidetracked.
No, you were saying that you like dramas basically when there's more to it. Almost, I look at it kind of like, if you watch a drama, you want there to be stakes, in a sense, right? It's kind of like wanting stakes with it, or a high concept idea.
Definitely.
And I don't know if you would agree. I think that like Manchester by the Sea is something that falls into that, because like it's really depressing, but it has those horrific elements, and it could get really dark, but it's just a drama at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I wish more dramas were like that, really willing to dive into the really dark subject matter. And that's kind of what in a weird way, I respect a lot of horror directors and horror movies, because at the very least they're kind of willing to go there with their concept. I feel like with a lot of dramas, they kind of want to touch on whatever is the dramatic elements, but they don't want to fully commit to it. But when you do, it's incredible. Like Manchester by the Sea, when you really, it's like, all right, we're gonna like go into this and be as honest and brutal as we possibly can, and like can create such amazing movies. And it's more honest to real life, I feel like. I don't like when things feel like they want to not necessarily hold your hand, but kind of comfort you from the truth, if that makes sense. It's going back to the whole idea of doing what you're kind of intending to do. Like with Mad Max, their intent was to make the craziest car chase movie of all time, and they were like, that is what we're going to do. With Manchester by the Sea, it's like, I want to tell the most depressing story possible, and we're just gonna do that. So like, I don't like when movies feel like they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, if that makes sense.
Right, like no half measures. Either you do it or you don't. And I think that sugarcoating it too also works against it, because they do that in a lot of a lot of the harder subject matter. They'll make a movie about it, but they'll, like you said, it's like, they don't want to scare you about it. They just want to kind of comfort you and walk you through it. And
and I feel like it does a disservice to whatever when it comes to like even real life things. I don't know. It feels a little strange to be like, oh, we're going to make a movie about this very real, sad or horrific thing, but we're going to kind of make it comfortable for you to watch. And I guess that's why I kind of veered again towards more disturbing cinema, is because I was like, even if I don't necessarily agree with what you're doing, or I'm like personally not liking it and I think you went too far, I can still say that, but also be like, I respect that you went there instead of pulling your punches. Now, obviously, there's certain movies where I'm like, you probably should have like just not done that. Like a Serbian Film is a great example, because I'm like,
you could cut out most of that movie, and
I'm like, I don't know about this one, guys. I don't know about that. But movies that really go there, I think, create space for films to realize that they have the opportunity to touch on darker things, which is why I'm not crazy about banning's not really the right word, but like kind of just discounting disturbing movies just on the basis that they're disturbing, because I'm like, even if you don't agree with them or you just don't like the subject matter, I think that creates the opportunity for other really talented, amazing filmmakers to look at that and go, oh, I don't like how you did that, but I can take elements of that and add actual dramatic points to my own movie. Like, you push the boundary a little bit, and now it's like my story about depression can be even more honest because we're pushing the envelope a little bit. Does that make sense? I felt like that was kind of a word salad.
No. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's important to be able to take away some things like that. And kind of going back a little bit about just how a lot of modern movies are with kind of holding your hand through it and everything. I think the more successful filmmakers out there right now are the ones that trust their audience to get it or want to get it, and I think that goes a long way.
Definitely.
But even what you were most recently talking about discounting movies because they're disturbing, I was someone who did that about Martyrs in particular. I remember years ago, Martyrs, I'm like, oh, that disturbing movie doesn't have anything, this is blah blah blah. But then I really watch it, I'm like, oh, like they had this really cool high concept idea, like the whole stuff going on in the background and all that, and it's like, okay, no, this isn't, this movie shouldn't be, I think, in the same conversation as like a Serbian film or something, you know. I think that there's a large difference between something that has a lot more going for it from a story perspective and like a world building perspective than something that's like, all right, fucked up scene after fucked up scene after fucked up scene.
Yep. And that's the hard part, right? Because we live in the time where you want to be able to kind of easily label what certain things are. So New French Extremity also isn't even just French films from what I've looked up. It's like all over Europe. They kind of just take the most messed up films or subject matter in films and put them all in one, even though there's big differences between the two, like Martyrs and a Serbian film. It's like what Martyrs is trying to accomplish and how it does it is very different from what a Serbian film is trying to accomplish and how it does it. But they're kind of under the same umbrella of, oh, this is just a disturbing film. And it's like, I wish people would give more credit to those type of films than just immediately throwing them in with just whatever else is messed up. Like, Terrifier and Martyrs are two very different movies. Right. I keep bringing up Terrifier and a Serbian film because I feel like they're just those big shocking movies right now.
Yeah,
they have been for a while.
And even then, like Terrifier 3 in a Serbian film, like it's like I still, like, I don't know, I look at Terrifier 3 as more of a movie sometimes, just based on I guess how it goes from scene to scene. But it's just funny that you could throw those together that really on their own they're nothing alike, right? Those two movies, not all that similar at all, besides the fact that it's got like some fucked up gore. And then like Cannibal Holocaust is always thrown into the mix, and that movie is like completely different. It's this found footage thing, and it has gore too, but like it's decades prior, you know. And like you said, I think people just kind of lump it all in the same basket and call it a day. But it takes that nuance, I think, or we need that nuance to like properly, I don't know, like,
I think just talk about film. I think it's really easy to discount anything. I mean, listen, I'm the biggest hater of movies sometimes. Like, I'll go in the theater, I'll just be like, that was bad. I'm trying to be better about it, because it's like I'm trying to meet the movies where they are. It's like, okay, what did you present to me? What are you actually trying to do? Instead of me just going in with my expectations and being like, you didn't meet my expectations. I wanted this and you didn't do that. It's like, that's just dismissive. And I think it's more important to discuss it, kind of self-reflect on it. And, you know, isn't that what we all like want to do? Like, when we talk about films, we don't want someone to just be like, that was dumb. Why is it dumb? Please tell me that. Come on. So yeah, I'm trying to be better about that, and I think it's a similar thing. I think we just need to talk more in depth about why we don't like something or why we do like something, and that's where all the interesting conversations can come from.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that and that's a really great way to put it too, but I think that, you know, it's so easy, and you'll see it all over YouTube. It's so easy to just hate on a movie and just like release your angry review about it or whatever, and it's like, call it a day. People love watching it. But even movies I dislike, I love just asking myself, like, well, what did I like about it? It's a little harder to draw, especially if it's just not a good movie. But like, I think it's more creative to be like, all right, well, what did I appreciate about it? And I think that since I've been going to the movies like that, it helps me enjoy things a lot more than I would. But even what you said about meeting the movie halfway, which is a great way to look at it. Like, I'm not going to go to a Marvel movie expecting slow cinema or something, you know? Like, you go there, you know what they're... Even if you watch the trailer, you know what to expect. And you just kind of... You watch it on those terms. And I think that it helps you give a more... Or have a more honest less biased perspective on it at the end of the day.
For sure. I think it only helps cinema. Cinema. I think it only helps movies.
Yeah.
You know? If we're just being honest and trying to meet, because I'm not, like you said, I'm not going into a Marvel movie expecting to have a life-changing experience. That being said, when I did see Infinity War in theaters, I felt like a life-changing experience because I was like, this is incredible.
Oh yeah.
But
that movie was awesome.
I remember seeing that opening day with like 4 of my buddies, and it was like 12 or 15 years of just build up to this event, and it was so cool. I like stuff like that. So I don't know, again, I wasn't expecting to be like, why is Infinity War not talking about the I don't even know. I was gonna give up with a funny example, but I don't have one. But you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm watching dudes in tights beat up a purple guy. And it was epic.
Yeah. And you go in with those expectations, like you're gonna be pleased. Like that's, hell yeah. And I think that, just being a little more honest about those, just those experiences, those expectations, I think that it helps. And like I said earlier, that's why I appreciate more long form or video essay geared content, because it's not just like, oh, did this guy like the movie? Nah, he didn't like it. Okay. Cool. And there's some people where when you see they posted a review, you're like, oh, that means that this shit sucked if they're doing a review on it, and sometimes it's boring. Like there's so much. I don't know if you have an X account or Twitter account, but every time I get on it, it's just all this negativity, and it's like, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I think it's like you said earlier that it's really easy to go online and just kind of hate on things, and because you get impressions. Like I watch stuff all the time that hates on stuff, and it's hysterical. I love it. I'm part of the problem, but like that shouldn't encompass everything about film. And I think there is especially nuance to liking something or disliking something. I often have like friends come over, or like we go see movies, and not every movie is a 1 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. Most are like a 7 or a 6, and it's like, what did I love about this? What didn't I love? And it's too easy to just be like, it's a 6 out of 10, so it's bad. It wasn't perfect, so it's bad.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Did you see the newest Avatar movie?
I haven't yet, because I haven't had 3.5 hours of time to commit to it.
Dude, I saw it at 9:30 a.m. I didn't get home until like 1:30 p.m. Just,
oh god,
it was, yeah. I liked it. I've always been an Avatar fan, but that's another one where it's like, okay, like, and it's James Cameron, right? And I've seen some people already online who are just like, oh, that sucked. Character sucked, story sucked, blah blah blah. And it's like, but dude, you're being dishonest. Come on now. Like, okay, so this all sucked. Like
you sat there for 3 hours and were like, yeah, this is the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, it's like that. Come on. You can't have a little bit more of like a better take on it than, if you didn't like it, I get it. It's Dances with Wolves Part 3 at that point, right? Like, we're not saying that it's the most unique story in the world, but there's definitely things on display that you could appreciate.
Yeah.
And like I would much rather hear what you appreciate than what you hated about it, because you could throw a stone at YouTube and find several videos about, how shitty Disney is or whatever, and it's like, it's like cool, but like, okay, then what do you like? Let me hear what you like then. Talk about the shit that you're really into. Don't waste your time on the shit that you don't like at that point.
Yeah. I also realize a lot of dislike of stuff is just personal preference, and that's even coming from me. Like, I don't like a lot of ghost films. Like, I just can't get into them because all I can think of is, why am I watching a movie that 70 minutes of this is just like teasing to the buildup of like one big ghost interaction that could have happened in the first like 10 minutes? Like, why is this ghost just not killing people? And like, I get really mad about ghost movies, except for Lake Mungo, because I think it's awesome. But that's also like a personal thing. Like, it's just something I can't get into, so I don't express that opinion. I'm not like talking to all my friends, like seeing the new Conjuring movie, being like, well, the ghost was pretty unrealistic or whatever. Like, that's just dumb. I was just being a buzzkill.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's important to just talk about what you like about a film, unless you're trying to be critical and kind of understand from like a filmmaker level, because you direct and write, correct?
Yeah.
So I think it's equally as important to watch things and learn why something didn't work or why you personally didn't like something, and then you learn from it just as much as it is to watch something really good and, you know, take away the good lessons.
Yeah, and feel completely disencouraged to ever try to write anything again after you watch something, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I just saw a movie over the weekend called Resurrection, and it's by Baigan or Bigan. He's a Chinese filmmaker.
Okay, I thought it was the Kurosawa one.
No, that's Cloud just came out on. It's on Criterion Channel right now by Kiyoshi Kurosawa.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's a thriller too, so I'm hyped. I need to watch that one. But Resurrection is like a very it's slow cinema. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes, but it's like this. It's broken up into 6 chapters, and each chapter is like these dreamlike sequences, but they're each like a love letter to that style of filmmaking.
Oh,
but
cool.
The overall concept is like it's a world where people stop dreaming, and there's like this lore behind it, and I don't even remember some of it, but this girl goes after this guy who's called a deliriant, and a deliriant is somebody who still dreams, and as she like gets him back from his, you know, dreaming, he gets to like dream one more time, and it's these 6 chapters of like, I don't know, it's fucking wild, and I loved it. And like I said, the fact that each chapter was like its own short film, but they all kind of connected to this idea of like these connected dreamscapes that are also a love letter to cinema. Because like the first chunk of the movie, maybe the first 30 minutes, it's filmed like a silent film. It's got the same like I'm sure it was post. I don't know if it was like an actual camera from back then, but it was silent film era, and then, you know, from there it just kind of goes into these different forms, and each of them are telling their own story. And I read later, I'm not as well versed on Buddha or Buddhism, but each of the chapters, I guess, was like each of the senses of Buddha.
Cool.
Which I need to look more into that, obviously, to better understand it. But like, I was like, damn, man, like what the fuck am I doing in movies? Like, this guy comes out, does this. I'm like, dude, I quit. That was one of the best things I've ever seen.
That's tight.
I don't know if you're a fan of Terrence Malick, but my all-time favorite movie is The Tree of Life. And every time I see a movie, at least if I know it's more experimental, I'm chasing the high that I got from that movie. And Resurrection absolutely was like, it was incredible. And if you have Criterion, do you have Criterion Channel?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Kylie Blues and Long Day's Journey into Night are by the same director as Resurrection. You should check those out.
I definitely will.
And I keep saying slow cinema because, like, definitely slow cinema. But they both have these really long sequences of oneers. Like, they each of his films so far, 3 for 3, there's like 40 minutes where it's just a seamless oneer take.
Wow, that's incredible.
He had one in Resurrection, and I was watching it. I'm like, this is it. This is the fucking oneer. I was like expecting it because his other 2 movies, and I'm like,
yeah,
no fucking way. Sorry,
pointing at the screen, being like, yeah,
there it is. But
there it is. He's doing the thing.
Yeah, but no, sorry for going off on that tangent. I just really fucking love that movie. I don't even remember what the point was, but it discourages me as an artist. That's why. And as you can tell by me talking about it, it's like, yeah, there's some things, but but also I think that it's inspiring. And to your point about if you're a creative too and you're watching things, good or bad, I think that there's inspiration to be had during that experience. Even if it's like you see how they did something and you're like, you know what, I think that could be done better if it was like maybe in this context.
Yeah. I mean, isn't that what Tarantino built his whole career off of? Is just taking,
Literally.
like, really bad movies and then being like, what if I didn't make them bad? What if I made them good?
Yeah,
That's not what he said about it.
Yeah, I think he said that, just to steal other art or something. I don't know what the actual quote is, but
Steal.
Yeah. And I mean, it worked out for him. And to your point, I mean, a lot of those movies are not very good back then. It's just like exploitation, and which in its own right has like meaning and theme behind it, but he just took it and he's like, let's put it in this way.
Yeah.
But you asked me if I write or direct. Are you into that? Because you did say that you've been on set before. So what's your interest in? Do you have aspirations in filmmaking?
Yeah. So I do acting a good amount. Been in a couple movies. That's always fun.
Anything I might have seen?
Probably not. I was in a movie with Tony Todd, and that was incredible. I saw him for like 4 whole seconds, and
nice.
He's like 7 feet tall, and I was eating dinner, and he was like, "Are you staying all night?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." He was like, "Cool." I was like, "Okay." Cool. Thank you.
Highlight of the whole
highlight of my life.
Yeah.
That was the first day I moved to LA, and I just met Tony Todd. And
what movie was that? Because I know he's been in some random shit, but
there's a movie called Devil Row, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's Devil and then Reaux.
Oh,
it's like a weird ghost movie. It was like the first set I was ever on.
I
know. I was like seething it in my seat.
Yeah.
I'm making a ghost movie now. But I've been on like a lot of acting jobs, but I'm gearing more into writing, directing. I helped my friend make a short film that she wrote like a limited series, and she wanted to make a short film for a proof of concept, and we shot that, and now it's in festivals, and that's doing really well. And now I guess it's like this was gonna be my New Year's announcement, but I don't really care anymore. We'll talk about it now. I'm like a third of the way through making my first feature, like my writing directing first feature film, which I'm really excited about. I got some awesome people. It's an awesome movie, and everyone's gonna love it.
Oh wait, so have you already filmed, or is this pre-production, post-production?
Yeah, we're in the process of filming. Right now we're taking a break because it's holidays and all that stuff, and my 2 lead actors are very busy gals, but they're friends that I've had here for a couple of years, and they're amazing actors. I guess I'll kind of, if you want me to talk about it, I can talk about that.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, I'd love to hear about it. Yeah.
So, precursor, big found footage fan. I understand that found footage is like the worst genre sometimes. Oh my gosh.
Hey, there have been a couple bangers this year, though.
That's what I'm saying. There's a couple.
There's been a couple.
Strange Harvest, I liked. I saw that.
And Man Finds Tape was an interesting one, too. It's Peter Hall and Paul Gandersman. Rustic Films released it, and that's the one with Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson.
Oh, okay.
The guys who did like The Endless,
yeah,
Synchronic, those guys who now are doing episodes of Loki, which is dope. But their Rustic Films is always putting out these like indie sci-fi things, and that's Man Finds Tape is kind of in that realm. But yeah, sorry, that's just another good found footage movie that came out.
Oh, I'm gonna have to write that down. You're gonna have to send me that and remind me of Resurrection.
Yeah, see if it's playing by you, because like you're in LA, right? Yeah, like it's got to be somewhere out there.
It's somewhere. It's in some weird little movie theater, and I'd go see it. I'll be all excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a found footage. Well, it's a mockumentary about a girl whose sister had gone missing a year ago. There's lots of twists and crazy found footage things that I'm all excited about because I won't spoil any of it. But yeah, we're about a third of the way shooting it. We shot all of the big crazy stuff, and everyone's doing an amazing job. Yeah, I don't know. That's what making a movie. It's really, really fun. I'm having a great time doing it, and I'm proud of everyone who's a part of it. And I wouldn't be able to do it without YouTube, because my channel did really well these last 9 months. So I'm just completely self-funding this thing. I've been stacking equipment since I've lived here and learning a lot on set. And I have a lot of really amazing help. So yeah, it's all just it's time. I tried filming it like a year ago, and it was just the worst. It was terrible. So I rewrote the script and did all this fun stuff for it. And yeah. I have a mannequin now. There's a mannequin sitting in my other room that we call Sheila, and she's terrifying. She's like 6 feet tall. Yeah, she's a part of it.
Oh, nice. So is it like supernatural or like normal thriller? What?
It's more it's more of just a normal thriller, found footage horror kind of thing. It's about a serial killer.
Oh, okay, dope.
Again, I'll throw that out there too. It's about a serial killer. And kind of the story of this girl and her sister and all the crazy twists and turns that took. I was really inspired because a lot of movies that I love are found footage, and a lot of movies I hate are found footage, but not. But I've always thought it was a genre that obviously you could do on an extremely low budget. But the problem is you have really high budget, high concept found footage that's really incredible. And some of the lower budget stuff can be really, really good. But a lot of time that really low budget stuff, they just don't have really good actors at their disposal, or locations and things just to kind of build out a world and make it really interesting to watch. A lot of found footage, I'm sure, is, I don't know how much you've seen, but it's like two people going in the woods and they hear a crack for 70 minutes. Oh, it's pitch black. It's freaking. So I don't know. I wanted to take found footage and do my own thing, and because it's a genre I love, and it's a genre I think that's extremely effective when it's done well. I think some of my favorite things in horror have found footage sequences, or are just found footage in general, because there's that, you don't get that from any other movie, that feeling of you being there, or you getting such a strong perspective on something. I watch Wreck, and the whole scene at the end, spoiler, when they're running away from the zombies and they're all climbing up the stairs, and he looks down and they all look up. I'm this is horrifying. And even normal movies like Sinister uses found footage. They did those whole 8mm sequences, and that's the part everyone talks about in those movies. It's such an effective thing, but so underutilized still, outside of really low budget indie stuff.
I think Horror in the High Desert or something, isn't that one of those?
Oh yeah, I saw that in theaters. It gave me vertigo. I had a terrible time watching it. They had that scene where it was a spotlight that was this big, and it was whipping it around. I was oh, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah. Remind me when I watched Cloverfield for the first time. I threw up when I watched that movie.
Did you?
It was so shaky.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Cloverfield, but I think younger me was able to be so enamored by the sci-fi elements that I was just cool, aliens. But
I still liked it, even though I threw up.
Yeah, because that
cool.
I get especially now, I get motion sick, and you're right. Some found footage, it's just mockumentary is almost better because there's usually more stability with the camera, just even realism wise with what's going on. My big problem with found footage, though, is, and I think this is a lot of people's problem with it, is maybe not a lot of people, but how it all kind of came to be, if that makes sense. There's certain films like Man Bites Dog where it makes sense how it was put to, in the concept of, this was put together by some random guy and here it is. There's films that do that pretty well, but 99% of the time, all I can think watching found footage films is, who's editing this? And why are they filming this? And so I think you're right. I think mockumentaries are kind of that sweet spot where it's, they're interviewing someone. This is a documentary.
and they just happen to have like all this footage, and then you can be really selective about what you want to show. I think that was what they did with Shelby Oaks, the whole introduction to that.
Yeah, and
But,
I liked Shelby Oaks, but I really wish like they kept the mockumentary thing the whole time. I think
That's what I thought they were
nailed
doing.
it. I didn't mind it going conventional, but he really, and you could tell he was a big Lake Mungo fan because that mockumentary sequence I think was great. But you know what? Honestly, I still really appreciate how Paranormal Activity did it, the first one, because it made sense. There was weird shit happening in the house. You set up a camera and you review the footage like, okay, well, what's happening at night? But then it's like, well, when the deaths happen, who's editing that part of it and giving it to us?
Yeah, it's just part of the game.
Yeah.
But sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes that's the part that's just hard, and why I think mockumentaries work so well. It's why Lake Mungo works really well. It's why, even though I love Rec, the ending of Rec, I'm like, or Record, however people want to pronounce it. I know people are weird about that.
Right.
The ending of that, I'm like, huh. So, where they get the footage?
Yeah.
Who cut that all together? But
Yeah.
it's just par for the course, but it's something bringing it back to me because I want to talk about my film now that I'm talking about it, and I'm all excited about it.
Fuck yeah.
That was something I was trying to be really conscious about, is how all of it came together and being like, okay, this is the footage they have. This is what would realistically be at their disposal. This is like who's editing this, who's directing it. Like, it was stuff I was trying to be pretty conscientious about, just to help kind of immerse people in the world, because I think that's the strong suit of found footage. I showed Lake Mungo to my friend, and I hope he doesn't listen to this, because to this day he thinks Lake Mungo is a real movie, like a real documentary. I never told him that it was fake, and he thinks it's the craziest movie ever made. And he's like, ghosts are real. And I'm like, I can't ruin this for you. Lake Mungo's amazing.
So
but that's part of what makes it so good, is because it's so real. And you can be like, oh yes, I can see how someone just edited this story. I can see where they got all of this footage from. I can connect the dots. In my mind, found footage films are weirdly difficult to write, because if you're thinking about them on that level, it's like, man, you have to really make sure everything makes sense.
Yeah.
But that was something I was really conscientious about with this, and hopefully it plays. I have like a whole like wall of Post-it notes that's like my crazy person map of like, here's when this took place and here's what. So like, I was really trying to make sure it worked. And we'll see. I know people might not like it because people don't like found footage, and that's valid. Made me throw up the first time too, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Is there cinematography a little more stable at least?
Yeah, for the that was something else I was thinking about. I shot a lot of so it's split between interview and found footage. And there's security cameras and there's body camera footage. The body camera footage is a little shaky, but we're gonna stabilize that a little bit.
Was that GoPro?
No, we just got like an actual body cam.
Actual body cam. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because that was the other thing. I don't like when I see movies that just like overlay some crappy VHS filter on something. I'm like, just shoot it on a crappy camera. It'll look way cooler. I promise you it'll look way scarier. So I have like crappy security cameras. I have a really old camcorder that has image stabilization. So It's not like, I was like, I can't make everyone throw up watching my movie. Right. And then the interview sections are just all on sticks. Like we just threw it on a tripod. And it looks great. Shout out to Alfie, my gaffer. He was incredible. With the crap out of that. But yeah, hopefully it's not nauseating to watch.
Yeah.
I was really conscientious about that too.
Yeah, that's so cool though, that like you're already in the midst of doing this, and you know there's a lot of especially YouTubers who are getting into that space. They'll already have like a GoFundMe or a post about it, generating some hype or something, and I think it it's cool to kind of be able to do that separate, and kind of keep it separate, and I guess
Yeah.
you're probably waiting until like you see the whole product, right?
Yeah, because I don't want. This is no shame to anyone who does Kickstarters or anything like that, and they need to raise funds for their film. I wrote this movie with the intention of having just using the equipment I have, or like pretty low key budget. And we shot it the first time and it just didn't work out. And I was like, crap, I do need a budget for this. And then luckily YouTube has done really well. So I'm just using that money to put forward to use it for that project. And so it's not like a crazy cost of a movie. That definitely has some expenses, but I don't want to like go to people and be like, hey, there's this unfinished thing. Trust me, I'm good for it. Just pay me more money. Because I feel like that just creates more problems for me, and then it takes away from what I'm trying to do, which honestly at the time was make a fun found footage horror film with what I had. That was the intent, and do it with my incredible actor friends who just like want to act, and we've been having a great time doing it. So when I do my special announcement, there's not going to be a Kickstarter thing. I just don't want the pressure of it. Maybe I'll do one later on if I want to ship it to film festivals. Or
I was gonna say
like
some post-production things, like even
yeah,
trying to get distribution or get it into festivals. I mean, that's usually when that comes into play. Or
yeah.
it can. But no,
but nothing for
awesome.
Production.
Yeah, you already got that handled, right? And but yeah, I think that I think so. From the Kickstarter perspective, I think where it is cool sometimes, even though it's really just to service this person's project that's posting about it, but it does allow the audience to feel involved on a project.
Oh yeah.
Like out of the 100,000 names on Shelby Oaks, I was one of them, type thing.
Yeah, that's sick.
But it's just, I think that especially in this age of the internet, I think it does go a long way for audiences to feel like they are a part of something too. And when they get to be a part of it, but if you don't need it, you don't always need it though. You know what I mean? Like you don't, especially if you have the funds yourself or you have the capacity. To your point, if you do use it, it could be for something later.
Exactly. I totally get that. And there is that sense of community and like, oh, I was a part of this big thing. And maybe it happens in the future. Maybe, we do that for film festivals. It's just, for me personally, I just wanted to make something, because a lot of people on my channel really love found footage. They love the weird Japanese found footage films. That's some of my more popular videos. And
Noroi, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Noroi the Curse? Yeah, I think it's Noroi. I haven't covered it, but I've covered like some, it might be. I get a lot of suggestions for that, and like oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher his name. I forget his name. Koji Shiraishi. I get a lot of suggestions for his movies.
What was I don't want to get off track too much, but what was
you're good.
What was the one you did recently with I think Japanese?
Oh, was it Tokyo Videos of Horror?
No, I think it was a smaller name.
Dang it.
Damn it, what was it?
Yamidoga?
Maybe? What's that one about?
That was like, it was the 4 movies that were all like in, it was a anthology.
Oh, okay.
Thing. Maybe it wasn't that. Because I do cover a lot of crazy Japanese stuff, or I guess Asian horror.
Yeah, I'm mixing them all up right now, but I'm gonna
pull it up.
I'm gonna pull it up, see which one I was thinking of. But I know. Well, The Dirties. That was awesome.
I liked that movie for a really long time. That was one I found in the video store.
Really?
Yeah, it was that and Operation Avalanche, the movie they did after. I don't know if you've seen that. That's another bonkers movie. It's about these 2 guys that are hired to fake the moon landing. And it's the same 2 guys, Matt Johnson and I forget the other guy from Nirvana, the band The Show. But to actually make the film, what they did was just walk into NASA and guerrilla film it and interviewed like actual people that worked at NASA, and they were like, hey, we're we're making like a documentary. I'm pretty sure they straight up lied, and they're like, yeah, we're making a documentary. So they just got to film all over NASA for free. And then when it came out, NASA was like, you guys lied to us, but no one cares about NASA right now, so we're gonna let this slide.
And what's this one called?
Operation Avalanche. It's a really weird little movie.
And the same guys, they're doing more stuff, but I only saw the Dirties, but I think like they're still making movies now, and I think it's more actual film, right? It's not.
Yeah, they did the Blackberry movie.
Oh yes, that's the one I saw. Yes, yeah. I saw that they did that, and I'm like, wait, really? I was like, oh, that's cool.
They're good.
Yeah,
they're good dudes. They know how to throw together a movie. I'll give them that. Holy.
Yeah.
They're
that's funny. Fuck. Could it be this one? I found the video that haunted me for years.
Oh,
what was this called?
Ura Horror or Ura Horror. URA Horror.
That might have been it. Is it a real documentary or is it scripted?
No, it's scripted. It's
okay. Then I think that's it.
It's the guy who did Noroi the Curse.
Yeah.
Koji Shiraishi.
Oh no, it was Maribito. That's what I was thinking of. Yes, Maribito. Yes.
That was a weird one.
Okay.
Like,
damn, you do so many different Japanese found footage on your channel. It looks like.
Oh, and people like him.
Yeah.
So now I got to review all 26 Tokyo videos of horror now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and I'm surprised you haven't done Noroi. That's why I just assumed that was on here too, because it's like.
My only hesitation with doing his stuff is that Noroi is so popular.
Yep.
It's the same kind of thing where I'm stubborn and I'm like, I want to cover stuff no one else is talking about. But like, I might just do a big Koji Shiraishi thing because that is it's one of the better mockumentaries out there, and it's one of the only ghost movies where I'm not all cranky about it the whole time I'm watching it.
But maybe it's like a little series you do once you're like generating hype for your upcoming project when it's done.
I hope so.
I
hope people are excited. I hope it gets people excited. My channel, like the people like found footage stuff, and it'll be good. I'm really confident in everyone that's a part of it, in the story. You know, again, you're never gonna make everything or something that's everybody's cup of tea. But I think people who like mockumentaries, people who like these kind of films, they're really gonna like it. And I'm putting my whole soul and effort into it. It's all I'm thinking about right now, other than what obscure Japanese movie can I talk about now?
Of course.
Like the two things on my mind right now.
Yeah, and you know, and it's cool because have you written and directed any short films?
I've done a couple. When I lived back in Nebraska, directed this movie called Planet of the Bloodthirsty Santa.
Nice.
And it's based on a video game by like a little indie video game.
Mm-hmm.
And I reached out to the dude and I was like, hey, can I make a movie on your thing? And it's so bad, but I still like it. I think we had like my friend come over, wear a Santa Claus, and we outfit, and he like put blood on his face. It was just it's really bad. But yeah, I've directed a couple of things. I haven't really put them out there because I don't want to give the excuse of like, oh, I'm a perfectionist or whatever, but it's like I want to put things out that I feel proud of and aren't just kind of like testings of, oh, can I do this or can I mess around in this sphere, which is what this whole mockumentary thing is. It's like, okay, now 5 years into living in LA, having a bunch of experience on set, talking and having people that have a lot of experience come on to the film, I feel confident to actually put something out that people will hopefully enjoy. But that's not to discount any of the little short films I did write. I wrote like a 10-minute short and it was awesome and shot it with my friends and I learned a lot. Right. You know, I think it's important to just make stuff and not be scared to screw it up.
Yeah. And I love hearing the perspective about it from different filmmakers, because there was a point where someone had told me like, don't bother with short films. If you're gonna like waste money on something, just make a feature. But then I've met other filmmakers who are like, dude, it doesn't matter, like just create shit, like just small, big, whatever, just get out there and do it. And I think that there could be value to both. There's an efficiency to, instead of doing a short, just putting it all in on a feature, right? There's efficiency because shorts, you're definitely going to get no ROI. A feature, you have a little bit more to possibly see some return on it. In this section, it gets cut off, but what I do is I ask Nightmare Movies about the roadmap that he sees with his feature film, pertaining to like when it's edited, finished, after the fact, all that fun stuff.
The completion date, I want to have it done by March or April, which gives me enough time if I want to submit to film festivals to get into all of the horror, or like get it into the deadlines for all the horror film festivals in October, or even some of the cooler ones. I think Tribeca is around that same time, and then maybe it's in December. I could be totally wrong about that. That's one route I'm thinking of going. The weird thing about Hollywood is, right now at least, social media presence is a big thing. So like there also is a very real possibility of me talking to distributors just once I'm done, being like, hey, here's my movie, I have an online presence, if that's any sort of leverage, and doing it that way. That's like a very real possibility, and I'm really thankful for it, which is also kind of why I don't want to be like asking for money or anything until I'm really sure about that kind of path, because I'm like, you guys have already given me the opportunity, or my people who watch me have already given me the opportunity to make this and have that be a path I could potentially go down. So it's like, screw that, dude. I'm just gonna make it and give it to you guys, and as a really big thank you for all the support I've had in these past few years.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's kind of the two paths I could go down, and we'll see what it kind of ends up at. I'm excited either way. I would be happy either way if it played in festivals and did cool things there, or if it just got picked up by anybody and put into a streaming service or even theaters. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's my roadmap as of right now.
Yeah, and I think, and it's thriller, but would you say it's also horror? Like it's found footage horror for sure.
Yeah, we just got done filming some pretty horrific stuff, and I was like, this is great. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so good thing about that is like the horror community is probably the most supportive community in film right now, I think. So yeah, if you're able to hit a stride with that, I think that that could help out. That could only help, right, with trying to cultivate something. What would your dream project be then? You did this found footage thing, maybe it hits it off, and then they give you not a blank check, but you get to work on something that you really want to work on.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of, that's part of the game too, is like I have a couple of follow-up scripts for features, and we'll see if any of those land. They're all very horror related and have little found footage elements, because I love that stuff. But if we just want to talk about the biggest thing ever, have you ever played Dead Space?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I would love nothing more than to make the live action Dead Space movie. That is like, if Hollywood was like, yeah, you're Christopher Nolan, do whatever you want. Yeah. I'd be like, please give me Dead Space and let's do that, because that would be the coolest movie. So yeah, that's like dream project if I ever get to that point.
Yeah, and if John Carpenter's just not gonna do it, someone's got to do it.
Oh, I remember he was talking about that.
Yeah. I think he just loves video games, so he's like, fuck it, yeah, I could do it.
No, screw you, John Carpenter, I want it. You're gonna have to fight me for it.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good. I don't know if he's gonna direct anything. They talked about him doing a follow-up to The Thing, but I don't know. That doesn't sound too right about doing that. But yeah, so I think you'll be good.
If I can't do that, the other one would be, did you ever play Manhunt, the Rockstar game?
Yes, yeah. That
would be the other one.
Yeah, that one would be
That would be crazy.
Damn. That would.
But it's like the stuff I like. It's,
Yeah.
You know, the crazy stuff, even in video games.
Well, with Terrifier 3 getting a theatrical release, I'm sure they could do a Manhunt movie and get that out and have it be, you know, as gory as it needs to be, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's a brutal game.
Yeah.
So good, though. That was such a crazy game.
Did you play Condemned? Criminal Origins?
Yeah, that was another cool one. But when it got weird, it did. Like, it got a little too weird, but the vibe of that game is like unmatched.
Yeah,
the
like,
atmosphere. Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
There's like a room you go in and someone just penciled a bunch of eyeballs like all around the room, and you know, you go in areas and there's like the mannequins, the use of mannequins in that game. I never played the second one, but I love the first one. There's yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about horror video games there.
No, you're good. That's why I have a mannequin in this movie. Is because it's because of Condemned and Maniac. Because I was like,
Maniac's
cool.
another good one.
Yeah, cool horror things always have weird mannequin stuff going on.
Oh, so it's an actual it's playing a mannequin in the movie. Like it's supposed to be a mannequin. Yeah.
Yeah, I could bring her head in. I don't think she's fully put together because we were going to shoot something with her, but we didn't have enough time.
So it's not like it's a prosthetic, like it's actually supposed to be a mannequin in the movie?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's an actual just pure white mannequin that's like 6 feet tall, and it's really creepy, and she just sits in my office and I don't like her.
Yeah.
She's taken apart in a box because I put her together.
Oh, okay.
I keep calling it her, by the way, which is also really weird. But, yeah, it's just like
you're building a connection with the man.
I fear I am. My mom called me, funnily enough, today, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're making movies!" And I was like, "Yeah, Mom, I'm making movies. You have to have something in all of your movies that is like just one thing you always put in." And I've decided that Sheila, the 6 foot tall mannequin, is going to be the thing I put in everything.
Hell yeah! There you go. That's your what do you call it? Billy, the saw puppet. What do they call him?
Yeah,
but they have him now. Like, he shows up in all of all of his shit. But no, did you see Ash, directed by Flying Lotus this year?
I never did.
It's definitely not on the level of Dead Space, but it felt very Dead Space coded at some parts.
Ooh, I like that.
I watched it and I definitely thought about Dead Space while watching it. There's no necromorphs or anything, so it's not that cool, but it's got the vibe sometimes, I think, if you get a chance to check that one out.
I'll check it out. I feel like horror games are also one of those weird, not to sidetrack, or like if we have to cut it off, I totally understand.
No, I'm good right now if you're good.
No, I'm chilling.
Okay,
now we're talking about horror games. Oh my gosh, I'm locked in. But no, I think horror video games are something we can steal a lot from too, in terms of like some of the craziest horror concepts come from video games, and a lot of indie games do it too. I just bought, and I haven't played it yet, that there's like a new game, Routine, that has been in production for like 12 years, and it's like a sci-fi horror game. And we don't get enough sci-fi horror, but in games, it's so cool. And I will just like want to, whenever I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, you're so awesome for thinking about that. I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't look at video games enough.
And I think that, with sci-fi horror in particular, I try to get every one that I can. I have Routine on my list, but I haven't. The last game I was playing was Metroid Dread, actually, so it wasn't even like. I was just on the Switch, but
do you? Oh my gosh, Metroid Prime for the GameCube and Metroid Prime Echoes, I played a ton of. And those games have some really crazy horror stuff too. Even like some of the Game Boy ones.
Yep.
Like I played Fusion and the whole what is it, SAX, when he's like walking around and it's, or like the Space Pirates. All of Metroid has like crazy horror elements. I love it.
And Metroid Dread in particular, like a lot of the bosses are like these cosmic horror Lovecraftian looking things, and there's this thing where there's like these 8 robots that are on this derelict planet or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and they're not operating right, so anytime Samus is near it, she always has to like escape because they're trying to kill her, and you can't defeat these things until you get a special power up at that point of the mission. So there are points in the map where you're running from this thing, and it's like, you know, it's kind of like borderline sci-fi horror, because if it catches you, it straight up kills you. So Metroid definitely does dip into that. And I just got the 4th Metroid Prime, but I want to beat Metroid Dread, and I have the remastered Metroid Prime on Switch. But Chronos: The New Dawn I was playing for a little bit. It's Bloober Team who did the Silent Hill 2 remake. That's kind of...
This is gonna sound dumb. Is it the one where they have like the big spherical head with like a slit down the middle?
Yeah. Like
okay, cool.
Helmet. Yeah.
It's like, why do I know this game? Okay. Is it good?
It's yeah. For the most part, it's got cool things. It feels like there's a lot of assets that they're reusing from Silent Hill 2, because I had played the Silent Hill 2 remake like a year ago. But outside of that, I like the high concept ideas. Callisto Protocol, I wish was a lot better than it was, because it's like the, you know, impromptu follow-up to Dead Space, right? It's another one of those, but the Dead Space remake was fucking awesome. I love the aesthetic of that, and sci-fi horror in general. I think that it goes under... you know, there's a lot of people that do it, but it's hard to get like a good game out of it, I think.
It's hard to get good movies even. Like, Alien ruined sci-fi horror for movies forever, because all I think most of the time when I see those is like, oh yeah, this is Alien, but with some different kind of monster. But games are a lot more unique about how they do it.
Yeah, I think there's more freedom to explore ideas in a game than trying to get a movie, right?
Yeah, you can be so much more high concept. Like, even the idea of necromorphs, like how they were designed, it's just so creepy and different from anything else I've seen. I'm like, I wish you could take that mentality and put it into movies, but the hard thing is practically how would you do that? But I would do it, John Carpenter. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Don't touch Dead Space, it's mine.
Yeah, I wonder where the rights are with that, what they want to do with it, because they did the remake and then they just they didn't do 2 or anything.
2 was also really good.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
I used to have Game Pass, but it's expensive as fuck, so I stopped. But they had all 3 of the old games on there, the 360 versions, and yeah, dude, it's even 3 when it gets like really crazy with like the action or whatever. I'm still like, you know, it's still got the things that I like about the other ones in it. Like, it's still got the crazy alien monsters and shit.
Yeah. I don't know. You just need to take more from video games, and because they have such cool... Whoever does like all the concepts for stuff like that is just the freaking coolest person.
Yeah, and a friend of mine actually has a feature coming out. I think he's doing a showing of it in early January, but it's a video game adaptation of a Steam game called Welcome to the Game, which is like a...
Oh, whoa, that's really cool. Yeah, I've played that.
Like Reflect Studios?
Yeah, it's hard as balls. It's the hardest game in the entire world.
Is it? So you actually know what this game is? That's so cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really, but the creator of it, his name's Adam, I think. He shared the trailer of my buddy's thing, and hopefully when it drops, like, you know, the creator at least likes it a little bit. But I think
Were you able to be a part of that at all?
No, just post-production wise. Like, it was in post kind of when I first was talking to him. He'd already filmed it, but he would show me cuts of it, and he would do Discord showings of it with a couple of us, and we'll talk about like if there's anything sound wise or editing wise. But it's cool because like if there's a game you like on Steam and it's just an indie developer, hit them up, be like, yo, like, I make movies, can I like adapt something of this? And then if they give you like the okay, then I think it's such a fucking cool thing to like kind of have those the multi-layered media. You know, you got the Steam game about it, you make the movie about it where people could also experience it that way. It just sucks because like something like Dead Space is a part of a huge fucking IP and EA and you know.
But I think you're right on the money, or at least your friend is doing indie games. I mean, that's what I did. I made Planet of the Bloodthirsty Santa. That's like a 30-minute Steam game from like one dude, and I messaged him on Twitter. I was like, I want to make your game into a movie. He was like, cool, dude. And I made like a poster for it and everything, and he was super cool. He made some other game that took place in like a movie theater, and he used the poster that I made in the video game. I was like, there's layers to this.
No, wait, is that on Steam?
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Send it to you. It's it's really, really cool. But no, I think you're 100% right. Going through like the indie pipeline, because it's the same as indie filmmakers. They just want to do stuff. Yeah. And it's like they're excited that you're excited, and it's like, cool, dude. Yeah, let's just make stuff. Go ahead, adapt my video game, and I'm really excited for that. By the way, you said there's a trailer out.
Yeah. I could send you that. I got a couple things to send you. I got the Man Finds Tape, Resurrection, this trailer.
You got a whole list of things. Yeah, your stuff. You have to send me your 17-minute short.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll do that too. The thing about that one, and you might have better luck though, because you have a feature. The festival circuit fucking sucks sometimes for shorts. Because like the prestigious ones, the ones that you could say quote unquote matter, which you could argue that a lot of them matter, but the big stuff, it's going to be fucking impossible for you to get in. Unless you struck gold, but it's just very hard to get accepted into these things. And I knew that, but I still like got a little too friendly with trying to submit, and I spent more money than I should have trying to submit on things. But I did get some laurels out of it, which I think is like the best like part of submitting a short, is you get the laurels from even like these festivals no one's heard of. It's like, fuck yeah, it still says like you got this award. Put that on your poster, and fuck yeah, there you go.
But
it's tight. But it's still like, it's better to know what festivals to go for, and whether or not you should even like spend any money on that. Yeah, it's like, should I just fucking put this on YouTube, or should I try to like go that route? But it's with the feature though. I'm definitely I would love to just hear about that process as you're going through it, because even the Man Finds Tape guys, I had talked to them too, and luckily they got Rustic Films to pick it up, but they went through some of the bigger festivals with it, and who knows. It's I'm sure I think
it's hard to make, especially I'm realizing trying to make your first feature, and you just have to understand your limiting things that you have. So for instance, like I don't have great cameras. I do kind of. I have good cameras. I have an FX30 and I have some anamorphic lenses. So like, because I've shot YouTube stuff, like I did a whole bunch of other things. So it's like, okay, that's something I have at my disposal, but I can't, compete with someone who's shooting on an Alexa and Zeiss Supreme Primes. And that's just like something, like my film's just not going to look as good. So, okay, that's where found footage kind of comes into the play. And at that point, it's like, okay, I know really good actors, so we're going to make it mostly about them. And then everything else, I like horror. So if I don't have the best cameras, we might as well just double down on making it as gross and gritty looking as possible. I don't know. It's just about finding like what works well, or like what you have at your disposal and what those advantages are, because it's not going to be perfect. I'm shooting this for not that much money.
Right.
So I just don't have certain things at my disposal. So what can I emphasize and make look fantastic? And it's my acting and creepy, gross, gritty found footage horror.
Yeah. And I think you nailed it with, knowing your limitations. But also, getting performers that know how to act 100% is going to make you way different than some other indie that's putting out. I think that goes under recognized sometimes, because there are some where you watch it and it's like, wow, holy shit, that was really good acting. And that's, you know, even if your film's not looking as crisp or whatever, that's gonna fucking, you know, that's gonna go a long way.
Yeah, I'd rather watch a movie with really great performances that looks like it was shot for $6 than one that was like beautifully shot, but the acting is super mediocre. I think people really, especially in horror, undervalue good acting in a weird way, because they're just like, oh, we're making some silly thing. But it's like, you could make some silly thing that also has really good acting in it, and then people are really, really engaged. That's like my favorite horror, and even like low budget horror. All the good stuff. I mean, even outside of it, did you ever see Primer?
Yep. Shane Carruth, yeah.
That was shot for like a nickel. And those guys, all the actors in that are pretty freaking good, and I think that's part of why it did so well.
Yeah. And then Upstream Colors came out, and you know, that was also high concept and really good too. And that one I'm pretty sure was also on a really small budget.
Yeah, it was on like I think like $50K, and they shot it on like a GH3, like some little Panasonic camera. But no one cares how it looks. The performances are really great. Yeah. It's weird and experimental, and you know, just utilize what you have. If you can't make the Odyssey, don't make the Odyssey. Yeah. Make what you can.
Right. I wish I could make the Odyssey.
So, yeah. Now we're all getting passionate about filmmaking. I'm excited to watch your short.
Yeah, dude, it's just two people talking, so don't get your hopes up, man. It's
well, that's all movies.
Yeah, but
mine's one person talking.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, mockumentary, right? Yeah.
One person talking to a camera. So I don't even get the courtesy of having two people.
Yeah, we did get to play it at like this little fest in Chicago. It's like a little short film fest.
Did you win an award?
Yeah, it's an audience award.
Rick.
But like they did a Q&A after, because it was like 8 shorts, right? And they did a Q&A afterwards. I had everybody who was a part of the film sitting up there with me. Like the person who did the score, she was up there. One of the main actresses is with, so of course she was there, and the guy who filmed it was up there too. And even when they gave me this, I was just like, dude, I didn't do shit. Like this is all these guys. They fucking, you know, they memorized 15 pages of dialogue, and they got it, you know, and they got it in a oneer. So I very much like to be that kind of guy who's like, this is really a community effort right here, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like they killed it. So in that regard, no, that they did a great job on it. But I'm just, you know, as an artist, I kind of, you know, I still struggle to be like, no, Sean, that was all right. That wasn't too bad. I very much like to be the, like, like that's all you got, dude. Like, come on, let's try this again. It's a little bit of that perfectionism, yeah.
I'm 100% the same way. I get that, but I'm glad a lot of people, I think, get really demotivated by that. So I'm glad that's something that actually motivates you, instead of it being like, oh, I suck and I'm never going to do anything great ever again.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I sucked this time, but now I know I can be way better next time, and now I have to prove that I'm way better than that.
Right. And
I think that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, you know, that's why even the next thing that I try doing, whether it's a feature or another short, I just want to kind of pick something like, you know, oneers or whatever, think of something challenging and be like, all right, well, if we're able to do this, then that itself is an accomplishment just to fucking get this part of it done. And then it's like, from there, you kind of, that momentum can motivate.
Do you have a feature in mind?
I've got like a fuck ton of ideas, and I've got some stories that I've outlined for that. But
nice.
I just before this year I hadn't filmed anything, but this year I filmed 2 shorts, and next year I want to film either like multiple shorts or start something, you know. But
sure,
yeah, I've got a fuck ton of ideas. My friend used to mock me because it's like, I tell him I have an idea and he's like, cool, another one that you're not gonna make. And I'm like, well, I'm working on it now, you know. But I do like horror and sci-fi. But in terms of a feature, I always gravitate back towards dramas. and like
Nice.
strong dialogue pieces, you know, where it's like kind of like the first short that I did. But
To be honest,
I would do it
those
like,
are the
sorry, what did you say?
I was just saying, to be honest, those are the cheapest ones to do, which is great.
Yep. Yeah, like Before Sunrise, I'm sure that costs more because Richard Linklater was in fucking Vienna or whatever, but yeah, you don't need anything. You just get a couple lavs, you know, get your camera and pick different places to film. But I do like a little bit more on the depressing side, dramas. Something a little bit more like that, but horror is fun. I had a lot of fun with this thing that I did because it was a post-apocalyptic horror and like the ghost is radioactive, because I wanted it to be like when the ghost is coming around, the Geiger counter starts going off.
Oh,
so then
that's
the audience, so after a while the audience is like, okay, so once the Geiger counter is going off, like they're fucked, you know, something's gonna happen. But
that's sick.
Yeah, no, this is your interview, not mine. Sorry.
No, I was asking. He was hanging out, talking about movies.
Of course, but no, I mean, I would also love to, if you would like share the script or anything with your feature, or you have anything you could show for it. Even as you go through this process, I would love to. I could beta watch or whatever. If you need some eyes or something, man, I'm always down to help out with that. And yeah, it's just always make movies. That's my thing. Just get it done. And
definitely.
Before I let you go though, when you're on set, what do you do mostly? Like when you're not acting, I guess, if you're just helping out on a set.
I mostly do sound. Okay. So I got my big boom pole and all that kind of stuff set up. I'm either sound or just being general hands, like PAing, essentially. I haven't been on like a ton of really, really big sets. But you know, I've got enough experience in the stuff that I don't know. I obviously have some very super helpful friends that are willing to do it. But yeah, mostly sound.
Are you tall by any
chance?
Am I
tall?
Yeah.
I'm 5'11".
Okay, so yeah, I mean, just because a guy that I work with a lot, he's always our sound guy. He's always got the boom, and he's like 6'5", 6'7" or something. And in my experience, it always seems like the guy doing boom has to be, you know, somewhat.
Yeah, you gotta get it out of frame.
Yeah.
Brutal. I'm like a skinny guy too, so it's hard for me sometimes. That was part of why I wanted to do a mockumentary too. I was like, I don't want to hold the boom pole in my own movie. I'm not Benny Safdie. I'm gonna put that on a C-stand and sit down.
Right. Benny was holding his own boom mic. That's awesome.
Yeah, Benny Safdie. I think I can't remember because I think it's Benny. Yeah, he does all of the boom mopping for all of their movies.
Really?
He did it on Good Time. You can see like behind the scenes stuff on Uncut Gems. He's one of the boom operators.
That's so dope. I love hearing stories like that.
He's a cool guy. So I feel a spiritual connection to him because I'm like, I like sound too, dude. Maybe I can make Uncut Gems and Marty Supreme, whatever.
All you gotta do is just make the audience feel as anxious as possible, and you fucking nailed it.
Dude, those movies make me so anxious.
I love it. That's like its own subgenre that I haven't seen as much before. The Bear does it. The show, anxiety core is a good way to think of it. But
The Bear is really great.
Yeah, anxiety core is great. Too. What was I gonna say? Oh, there's some shotgun mics that actually work really well for boom in a sense, depending on how close you are with filming. But Stenhauser or whatever, I think is the name. Stenhauser, yeah. I think it's a shotgun mic that my cinematographer had on our last shoot, and I was listening to it and I was like, oh wow, that's pretty clear, that's pretty crisp.
Yeah, you know? If we're talking about audio, since we'll get into that for a sec, I guess I'm more of a boom I try and get as much good audio from the boom as I can, as opposed to lavs, because the
Mhm.
lavs are really isolating, which isn't bad, but I like feeling the room and feeling the space that they're in. So I like booms picking up a little bit of the reverb, a little bit of kind of
Yeah.
like the ambiance. So that's just my kind of philosophy on
Even
sound.
like footsteps or whatever, it picks up like all the sound that. you know,
Yeah.
so you don't have to try to ADR in something if it doesn't look right or sound right. Because
Yeah.
it's picking it up with the boom.
Exactly. So I'm a boom guy. So I feel that I like when the boom sounds nice.
Yeah. What kind of boom is it? What?
My personal one is a DPA 2017. It's a really nice mic. My sound guy on another short film that we did was using the exact same mic, and that guy works on like real sets, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I love this mic." I was like, "Dude, me too." What do you do sound wise? I was like, "This."
Yeah.
I do little indie films and my own short films. I'm not working for Marvel. But yeah, the DPA 2017. People like the Sennheiser. What is the MKH 416s? That's a real popular one. And then you get to like, when you have unlimited money, you can get like, I think they're Shopes. They're like $3,000 shotgun microphones, and those are
yeah.
beautiful, incredible microphones. But yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah, and that's awesome because, you know, at the end of the day, especially since you said your cameras aren't up to par, but if your sound is perfect, then that's another thing that's going to put you leagues ahead of so many people, because, you know, there's really good indies that I'll watch, or like shorts that I might watch on YouTube and some of these festivals, and it's like, these are really good stories, really compelling, but the sound is like very obviously, like, it takes you out of it because you're like, okay, this is just someone making like this little indie short. But when you have good sound, even if it's not good visuals, but good sound, you're like, wow, this feels like I'm in the theater right now. You know, the sound really fucking nails it. If anything, that might be the most important part, is having the right sound.
I agree. Sound over picture for me every day of the week. For films. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, perfect for found footage. Because that's the key, right?
Sound great. But that's part of it too. To kind of whatever. Get back to me. My
See,
film.
that we need to do that. Yeah.
My stuff. There's a problem with me in found footage as well when things sound too clear, and I'm like, oh yeah, you had a lav on someone. You had a shotgun mic on someone.
Right.
And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that if you can really mask it well. But if you're going to use a crappy camera, if you're going to just like go full in on like the looking bad, it better sound how the camera looks too. Like it shouldn't be crazy clear, which is maybe not the best for really, I don't know, purists in terms of like film, where they're like, I need to like hear everything be really great. But how I'm kind of approaching this movie is from as realistic of a perspective as I possibly can. So it's like, if I have a crappy camera, it's gonna sound not like obviously terribly, oh my gosh, it hurts my ears crappy, we're gonna do some close stuff, but it's like, I want it to fit that. I don't want it to sound nice. I don't want you to be able to, if I'm filming someone from 20 yards away, to be hearing them super clear, because that's just not how any of that works.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my whole philosophy with the sound on this, besides the interview part where we had her boomed and it sounds wonderful. Everything else though, we have real body cams, real little tiny cameras that were put in places, and for the most part I've tested all the audio on these things, and I'm like, okay, we're going to use that, and if I need to clean it up a little bit, I personally can, or I have a wonderful sound engineer friend that can clean it up. But leaving that texture and leaving the kind of grossness without making your ears bleed, I guess, is the sound mentality of this film.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, because you're talking about like having the authentic sound of like a shitty camera, but as long as it's like mastered correctly, where like you said, the audience isn't like, that fucking sounds terrible. Like you could get it where it sounds good, but it's still like that authentic, shitty camera sound.
That's what Shelby Oaks did even.
Yeah.
Like I know in the sections with her sister, I think they actually probably shot on that crappy little camera. And I think maybe they even used that real audio from that crappy camera. But they definitely played with it in post to make it not as harsh. And I'm like, yeah, I love that you did that. I love that it wasn't like you threw a filter on and you had your Sennheiser overhead and then we're like, we're just going to make it look crappy. It's like, no, It's actually crappy, but it's tolerable.
Exactly. And that's the secret sauce right there.
That is the secret sauce.
But all right, so it's been a while. I think I'm gonna cut it here.
Yeah, no worries.
It's I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so it's getting a little later here. But
I'm sorry for keeping it.
No, you did. Hey, it was my choice. I but no, man, it was really great. It was great talking with you.
Definitely.
I appreciate you coming on, and yeah, I'm so looking forward to your stuff as it starts coming out, and whatever the next Nightmare Movies essay is, like I'll be there for that too.
In 2 weeks, 2 weeks Friday.
Okay,
that's my schedule. So.
Can you give me a hint on what movie it's going to be about?
It's another Japanese film. I'm going back to Japan. Are you familiar with? I forget his name. Let me think of his movies. I think he did Suicide Club.
Oh, fuck! I got one of his movies here. He did this. Sion Sono.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy. I've got The Whispering Star. You probably can't really see that, but
tight. Yeah,
this is
one
the
of his
fucking.
films.
This movie, by the way, is like Amazon Prime. The movie. It's about like an android delivering packages. It's a Region B Blu-ray. I don't know, but it's not Suicide Club. But
you knew what I was talking about, though.
Yeah. So is it Suicide, or it's one of his other movies?
It's one of his other movies. It's like what I did with Kurosawa. I was like, I don't want to do Cure or Pulse. I want to do one of his lesser talked about things. So
hell yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because he makes some nasty shit.
He does, and it was kind of diving back into that whole disturbing, nasty shit world. But it's got a really interesting true story behind it, so I'm going to delve into some of that as well. So that's another hint, I guess. It's based on a true story.
That'll be great. And I'm reading here, he did Prisoners of the Ghostland. What?
You're reading what?
The director, Sion Soto, he did Prisoners of the Ghostland, which is the Nicolas Cage movie from a few years ago. That's interesting. I had no idea.
I never saw it.
Yeah, but anyway, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But
send me all your stuff. I'm excited to see it all.
I will. I definitely will. I'm still here. My camera got disconnected, but yeah. Thanks again for joining.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.